Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. Today is January 30th, 2025, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So at 3:15 South African time from the European Union, we have the ECB, Central Bank of Europe, will have a main refinancing rate, and then 3:30 South African time from the United States, a gross domestic product number coming out. Now, looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, major pairs really unchanged, while we're seeing the Japanese yen slightly stronger versus the US dollar, and looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and Nasdaq both slide lower. And looking at commodities, gold gains just slightly, oil just trickling down a little bit, and looking at the stocks, Nvidia selling off. And then yesterday we had a bunch of tech stocks coming out with their quarterly earning reports. We'll talk about that. And lastly, look at our cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin gains. So let's take a look at markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Japanese yen. Now it's slightly stronger versus the dollar, but it's on a key area. So keep this in mind. And the Japanese yen, when it wants to wake up, wakes up. Now, the Federal Reserve left the interest rates the way they were and didn't say that we're completely out of inflationary territory at all, and which makes things a little bit more aggravated. Trump chimes in, okay? So this is going to be an interesting day. Now, look at the GBP USD. If we just jump to the GBP USD, it did retrace just a little bit. This is your A, B. I do expect a C move. Okay, let's see if we get that. And this would be the area I'd be looking for that third move on the upside. But remember, this has been relatively weak. 125.55 is a resistance-ish area, and you see that perfect V formation for there as well. So now, looking at commodities, gold gained slightly onto its 27.66. Now it's only about 20 points away from its record highs, but it's been very choppy. It could retrace here. It is a minor resistance area at this area, so keep that in mind. While crude oil continues to slide lower, okay, it doesn't stop to $72 a barrel. Now looking at the market, the Dow Jones really paused yesterday. I mean, it sold off. We did have the FOMC. No super surprises there. But this is the point, okay? We're at all-time record highs. Question is this going to be a double top? Okay, that's the question that I'm going to be asking myself. And if you look at the Nasdaq, it is making a slight comeback after that major sell-off. First with the AI DeepSeek kind of issue from China versus the US and all that developing, and then TikTok. And, all these things are just minor little set-offs for the market. And the proof is in the pudding. And this is what you got to note, right? Microsoft came out with its quarterly earning reports. And you don't see it here, but it is down in after-hours trading. And so did Tesla. Tesla also missed. And Tesla's really trading a little bit below 380-ish level, okay, as that retraces as well. And that means that it had a weak quarter. Now, the first quarter, not necessarily the best quarter of the year, and we may play catch up to it. But for a beginning of 2025, or at least the end of 2024, it's not giving us much hope moving into the next year. Now, looking at the other stocks, okay, Meta actually did really well, and that's Facebook. Let's take a look at it. It's back on its highs and actually made in after-hours trading new record highs after beating and increasing more users to their platform. So this is like a mixed bag right now. If you look at Netflix, it made its way back, right, all the way to its highs. So we're seeing a lot of comeback, and it's stock specific, which ones are strong and which ones are weak. Now, Intel coming out with its quarterly earning reports, that one I would like to see. And we have a bunch of corporate earnings, including Mastercard, Visa, Apple also coming out with its quarterly earning reports today and getting back some of its missed real estate, okay, that it lost from 259 down to 239. And so that needs to be said as well. Now, if you look at a monthly chart, that is still way above, okay, a 200-day moving average, a 30-day moving average. Now, looking at a weekly, this is the one that I wanted to see because this one was super important because it did hold above that 30-day moving average in it. Okay, that's super important as well. Now, looking at Bitcoin, it did gain, okay, above 100K, but it's trading in a range. And I did miss NVIDIA. NVIDIA did sell off yesterday. Okay, we had a decent sell-off, and so it was a bigger sell-off in the market. testing that low again after that AI scare from China. So keep that in mind. Markets are very stock specific, and we may be hitting a tipping point on the top side. So keep that in mind as well. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.